guys, I am now in Peta bus station in Colombo, and basically I'm trying to go to Trincomalee. So I didn't really have a clear plan. I decided that I just get to the bus station and get a bus. So when you get to Peta bus station, you need to come to the private bus stand. And in the private, people just know everything. So you can use the Pick Me app, and there was a tuk-tuk driver who said just pay me the same as Pick Me. And he said he knows where to drop me, and that's it. And yeah, pretty straightforward. It's I don't know if it's AC bus or what. It's bus number 49. And
So the bus leaves the station at 9:45. So it's good to get to the bus station sort of by 9:30 at the latest. And when the bus starts like this, you'll always find a seat, but it does get very full later on. The total distance is 300 kilometers to Trincomalee from Colombo. I didn't have breakfast, and then these vadas came along and they were smelling really, really good. So I decided to have that, and that was actually going to be my breakfast. So it's basically made with the moong dal. It's almost like a falafel.
Friday came, and I just love snacks. I can survive on snacks. I haven't had breakfast today, so this will be my breakfast. It's like Indian vada, but on its own, it's quite bland, but then chili with it. Then together, it's really nice. The bus journey is quite uncomfortable, and I've been sleeping for most of the time. So Sri Lanka is quite green, but I haven't seen much of it. I think there's another 2 or 3 hours left of the journey, but the bus is packed with people, packed.
So this was the only break actually for the whole bus journey to Trincomalee. And these are those famous like Sri Lankan rolls. And this one was vegetarian actually. It was very, very tasty. I really liked it. Of course, it's not very healthy because it's fried, but it was really nice. It's not crispy or anything like a spring roll. It's more like a breaded
I
roll.
just had one of those rolls. It was actually very tasty. Yes.
I slept through most of the journey, and then I woke up, checked into my hotel, and then, just started going for a walk. And one of these people said, oh, yeah, he could just show me around. And so, one thing is that there's lots of deers in Trincomalee. Lots. These are just wild deers, by the way. And then they also have a deer park, which was really interesting. So there you can go and feed the deers. So
So this is the deer park over here. It's so nice. There's so many deers. Trincomalee Deer Park. And you see, people come here. The ones with the horns are the male ones. They're scary. So this is the male one. And then you have these. They're so cute, so attractive. Oh, the deer park is so nice. There's more than 600 deers here, and the best part is that it leads you to the beach. So now it's evening time, so it's not hot and the breeze is so fantastic. Yeah. And over there in the corner is a temple, and here is the beach. There's Buddhist temple on the cliff, and further along is the Shiva temple and Ravana. I think it's the statue of Ravana or Shiva here, like this one. So I think coming to the deer park is a nice thing, especially in the evening. Beach it's nice, but it should be a little bit cleaner. But it's really nice. But there's clean beach now. Fauzi is going to take me to the clean beach. So people are even coming in like group excursions to feed their deers and take pictures. And actually there's so many wild deers here. Just look on this side. Oh my god.
This beach in Trincomalee is so beautiful, so quiet, so calm, no noise, nothing. And they have all these entertainments for children, like this bouncy castle and selling various things. And people on the beach as well are really well behaved. And I didn't see any tourists on this beach. It was very much local families.
This is a local beach here in Trincomalee, and you're not seeing a lot of tourists, and it's a perfect time. It's just about sunset time, so you see lots of people sitting here, so calm, and this beach is quite clean as well. Yeah, it's a really good atmosphere, fantastic, really fantastic, and even the weather is great.
And as with most beachy places, you can see they're selling some stuff here. So this is guava with salt and chili powder. And then there was some ice cream vans and some fried food and, snacks, sort of like chaat, but not exactly chaat.
It's making some chatpata like things, or chickpeas, something. Brother, what is this?
Which one?
Vada? Okay. This is all vegetarian, huh?
No, vegetarian, non-vegetarian.
Non-veg also, okay.
So basically a whole lot of fried things, and they add some sort of spices and chutneys with
This yellow
onion.
things,
Potato.
potato. Okay. Looks so different. Okay. So what do you do with the potato? You put some chutney and it?
Oh, chutney.
Okay.
So next we made our way towards the harbor. So this is so that we could watch the sunset. And again, it's very quiet, very clean area. And honestly, if you really want to taste peace and quiet, I think Trincomalee is a really good place.
So this is the harbor area for Trincomalee. I wasn't expecting the day to be like this actually. I was just walking around outside my hotel there, and there was lots and lots of fishermen. So there somebody just came and started speaking to me. So Fauzi is very shy, and he said, okay, come, I'll take you. And he's showing me around, but it's so nice. The place is so calm. It's almost like I don't know, it's just, you can feel the peace, like the peace is what's the word, palpable. You just literally feel it, like you're eating it.
We found a comfortable spot to just sit down and watch the sun go down literally in front of our eyes. It was such a beautiful experience. If there's one thing that happens every day, it's a sunset. However, every time you sit and watch it, it feels like you're watching something new again. It's still amusing because you think, oh, but it was up just now and now it's gone. And I don't know, it just amuses me. And I never get bored of watching the same sunset.
Good morning, guys. So I reached Trincomalee last night, and it's 6:30 in the morning now. I'm ready, and I'm trying to find a way to go to the temple. The person, Fauzi from last night, he is so sweet. He said he'd take me, but he's a little bit busy now. So there's not much around here, and so that place you see in the background, a blue diamond, that's where I stayed it looks very nice from the outside, and the room was nice. There was air conditioned, but honestly, the only reason I wanted a nice place was so I could have a proper shower. Unfortunately, the shower itself was not in great condition. So, and in terms of beach, they call it, yeah, there is beach, so that's true on this side, but it's not sort of like a tourist hangout beach. It's just like a fisherman's beach. So it's not something you can really. So in that sense, it was a little bit misleading. But hey, it's okay. I just need to find a way to get to the temple. Let's see.
So even though he said he was a little busy, he phoned me back and said he was coming, and within 10 minutes he was there to pick me up and to take me to the temple. So the temple's location itself is absolutely beautiful. As you can see on one side, you see the Indian Ocean, and it's built on a cliff. And we're going through this little fort. And the reason there is a fort and how the fort came about is really interesting. So this temple was actually 2,500 years old, and it was destroyed by the Portuguese that came. So they sort of vandalizing the temple and all that stuff that they got, all the debris that they got from the destruction, they used to build that fort that we just saw at the entrance. The temple opens at 6:30, so as I entered, I decided to buy a few things so that I could give his offering inside. So I bought some incense,
Okay, yeah.
camphor, kumkum. Lord Shiva was really impressed with King Ravana's devotion and instructed Agastya Muni to build this temple. Along with Lord Shiva, Parvati Devi as Shankari Devi is also worshipped in this temple. It is believed that Goddess Parvati during Treta Yuga developed this intense desire to live in a big, beautiful home with Lord Shiva, her husband, and her children. And so she went to meet this wish to her husband. And Lord Shiva is the yogi of all yogis. And so he was like, However, he does grant his wife this wish. And then he asks Vishwakarma to build this temple. Vishwakarma is the divine architect. So Vishwakarma chooses this fantastic location on the cliff, sort of sea facing, perfect location to build this palace. So Parvati Devi and Lord Shiva come to Lanka and they want to find a suitable Brahman to do the inauguration or the Gruha Pravesham of the palace. And Ravana, who's also a demon, but he's also a Brahmin. And he's very well versed in all the scriptures and everything. And he'd even written a book called Ravan Samhita. And when they arrived, again, Lord Shiva heard Ravana's chanting of Om Namah Shivaya, was very impressed and asked him to do the Gruha Pravesh himself. It is believed that Ravana was also excellent at astrology, so he picks a suitable date. And as I mentioned, he'd written the Ravan Samhita as well. Being very pleased with the way the puja was performed, Goddess Parvati grants him a wish, make a wish type thing. And then Ravana says he wants the palace itself. And Goddess Parvati grants him his wife Mandodari. And then Lord Ravana himself, or King Ravana, I should say, was quite ashamed of his request. However, he then sort of apologizes and instead he makes this beautiful temple here. And that's why you see this idol of Ravana over here as well. And, with goddess Shankari living on the island, it absolutely flourished. The trouble started when Ravana kidnaps Sita Devi. Shankari Devi asks him to return Sita Devi. He doesn't agree and she leaves the island. And that's when all sorts of troubles start for Ravana. For anyone who doesn't know much about the Ramayana or would like to know more, there's so much depth to it. Beautiful. There's lots of series available on YouTube where the events are beautifully depicted. So I do encourage you to watch it. Locally, this temple is Koneshwar. So if you're trying to get a local tuk-tuk or something, say Koneshwar temple. As per usual, the main idol, you're not allowed to film over there. So first, as you enter, you see the Shiva idol, and to the left, on the side, you will see Shankari Devi. So there are 18 Shakti Peetams all over India and Sri Lanka. So the first one is here, right here. Shankari Devi in Sri Lanka is the first one in that list of 18. What is a Shakti Peetam? I will put a brief description of what that is in the description itself. In in December 2024, I went to Nepal and I visited some of the temples. Then I did make some videos as well, so do take a look at them. And now I'm visiting temples in Sri Lanka. And honestly, I love temples in Nepal and Sri Lanka because, they're so calm, so peaceful, so easy to get to. Like India, everything, there's so many people, it's so crowded. Working out the logistics, like, your train ticket, bus ticket, whatever. By the time all of that is done, you kind of almost like forget why you're going to the temple. It just becomes so much about organization that the essence of a temple visit is kind of lost. And as I mentioned, a few times, even in the Nepal series, every temple visit is divinely orchestrated. It's never something that I plan or something. It's an invitation. Again, I'm truly, truly, truly grateful for this divine invitation. So after one final salutation at the Shiva temple, it was time for me to make my way out of Trincomalee. Overall, it was a fantastic experience. I stayed here for one night. Great evening time, sunset and everything, as I showed you earlier in the video. And also the beach here is a very local experience. You just get to see how the Sri Lankan people spend their evenings watching sunsets, etc. So I made my way to the bus stop and I took a bus to Anuradhapura from Trincomalee. You don't need to reserve in advance. You can just buy a ticket.
So I've just got to the central bus station. I decided I'll go to Anuradhapura because Kandy is a long way, and Kandy is sort of like en route to Kandy if you like. So I thought, well, I may as well stay there for the night. I find the Sri Lankans are so shy. They don't like to come on camera at all because like in Pakistan, for example, they'll come and say, oh, please make a video of me, and they ask to come on your video. And here it's like everybody, boys, girls, everyone will be like, oh no.
So the bus journey was about 400 Sri Lankan rupees and it was about 3.5 to 4 hours. And yeah, it was all right. It wasn't super comfortable, but it wasn't super uncomfortable either. And finally made my way to Anuradhapura. By the time I reached Anuradhapura, it was exactly time for
So I'm
lunch.
finally having a traditional Sri Lankan meal, and these are all the different items you get, which is so nice actually. Beans and this, I don't know, cabbage, I think he said it was, and this is the dal, potato, chutney, something else, and sambar, yum. It's good. That was a really good meal, fantastic. I liked everything. And actually, even if you're from India, some people say, oh, it's quite different from Indian food. Well, if you're from Kerala or from any coastal part of India, so even Mangalore, places like that, it's not that different. But obviously, if you're from North India, Andhra Pradesh, then it's slightly different. Yeah. So this place is really good. It's called Soriso, and it's quite new. Yeah. Which one? Yeah, sure. So yeah, it's very clean, very tidy place as well. I like that. Service was good. They came and asked if you want some more food. I think it's all unlimited. Even the rice, I'm not sure, but the curries, all the vegetables that came, they were all unlimited. So it was.
So after lunch the previous day in Anuradhapura, I just decided to take it easy. I didn't do very much. And I thought the next day I'll wake up early, have breakfast, and then make my way to Mihintas, which is about 12 kilometers from Anuradhapura. However, it was raining cats and dogs, and there was absolutely no point in me doing that because you have to climb up a rock, as far as I understand. So during breakfast, I just quickly had to change plans and say, well, look, what can I do? It was just the perfect day to sit in the bus and travel to somewhere. So abandoned my plans and decided to get on the bus and make my way to Mannar. So that's what I did. So I traveled all the way on the bus to Anuradhapura, and now I'm going to be on the bus again today to reach Mannar.
So guys, I reached Mannar finally, so I decided to just not book anything on booking.com, and at the bus station I just asked, and one of the taxi drivers brought me to this hotel. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's reasonably priced. The problem is that in on booking.com most of them were guest houses and they're quite residential, sort of like, so I didn't really want to stay anywhere like that. I wanted to stay somewhere where there's access to like staff, and because the main purpose of coming to Mannar was to visit the temple, which I will do tomorrow. So today I don't know if there's much to do, and honestly it's so like wet and muddy and that I don't feel like doing anything. So I'll just have a walk and get some lunch and see if there's anything else to do around here. So this is all the north of Sri Lanka, and in fact from here it's very, very close to India. So majority religion here is Hinduism, and there was a lovely beautiful Hindu temple that we passed by. And the temple that I want to visit tomorrow is the Ketishwaran temple, which is close to here. It's not in this exact town, but this is the big sort of town close to the temple. So yeah, so just spend some time wandering around this area. So I checked online, and the fort, the Dutch fort, and there's a baobab tree here, which actually only find in Africa, especially like places like Madagascar, but and all this stuff is really close by. So I spoke to this tuk-tuk driver. He said he would take me there and bring me back to my hotel for 500 rupees, which I think is really good. And more importantly, the weather is really nice. So but why waste half a day? Just make the most of it. So that's what I'm doing.
All the greenery here is so pleasing and so soothing on the eye.
This is the baobab tree, but looks like it's off season or something. There's very few leaves on the tree, and they say that this tree came over here. This is because Arabs came and planted this tree, you know, so this was on the trade route between Africa and India. So the Arabs brought this and planted this here, because this baobab tree is actually not native of this part of the world. It's still very different, and I imagine when it's like full bloom, actually it looks a little bit more green on the other side. Let me try. Yeah, see, from this side it looks a lot better. This side has got more leaves. So yeah, it looks really, really nice. And it seems to be some kind of square, and the area seems to be, there's quite a lot of Catholic in the area actually. So interestingly, so as you can see, it looks much better on this side than on the other side. There's more leaves and everything. You know, interestingly, there's place I thought would be, there's lots of, it's very it's so nice to see like people of all religions here. There's a Hindu obviously, which is supposed to be the majority, but I see plenty of Catholic church. Then the Muslims, many Muslims as well. In fact, where I had lunch, I think most of the restaurants here seem to be run by Muslims. At least wherever I've seen restaurants so far, they all seem to be run by Muslims. So the point is, it's so nice to see everybody's living like so peacefully. That's what you'll feel here. Absolute. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. You know, even the people, the tuk-tuk drivers, nothing. Everything is calm, simple. Really, you have to experience it. You know, sometimes there's nothing very fancy about the place, but it's just the beauty is in the simplicity. So I had got an umbrella, but I didn't buy one. You know, the tuk-tuk driver is so sweet. He just said, "Oh, you want an umbrella?" And he just gave me his umbrella. It's so, you know, honestly, any place is just as good as the people in it. Like, this place is calm and quiet and it's green, but you know, the mannerisms of the people, they're so pleasant, so polite, that yeah, and maybe, you know, I'm not saying that they all are perfect people, no, but just having these little good manners makes such a big difference. To film this with a selfie stick and to have an umbrella in one hand is actually quite a challenge, but honestly, this place, I don't know how to describe it. It's so organic, like it's got a charm about it. By the way, so a little bit of history quickly. Sri Lanka also also was colonized. So first by the Portuguese, then the Dutch came along, and then finally the British, and they got independence from the British in 1948. So this particular fort is built by the Dutch. So anyway, it's got that sort of colonial feel, but I wouldn't say it's falling apart. I think they're trying to do something, trying to take care of it, but it's not overly manicured. So it's got a little bit of the old world charm, and it's got a little bit of the rawness, and it's so nice. It's just green everywhere, coconut trees, and the sea on this side. This is the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean on one side, and all this stuff on this side. Like, it's just... yeah, I don't know, it's so nice. I think, you know, obviously it's raining today, so it's a little bit different out, but I think this is even the perfect place for, you know, like young lovebirds to have a little bit of a love chat. To just sit here and talk about God knows what. It's the perfect setting for that, I think. This is, what is your name?
Dixon.
Dixit?
Dixon.
Dixon?
Yeah.
So he's a lovely tuk-tuk driver plus cameraman plus tour guide. It's everything. Thank you so much.
So guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. So if you ever find yourself in northern Sri Lanka, this is really a fantastic place to stop over. Come to the fort. If you're a couple, come here. If you're single, come here. It's just really a delight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Take care.